Angels do not hesitate. They obey, descend, and erase. So when Selim knelt before the celestial tribunal and heard the verdict, he did not argue. He broke. Target confirmed. The voice echoed. Human, Lillian Carter. Termination required. Selim's wings trembled. Lillian, the woman who laughed too loudly at bad jokes. The woman who left tea untouched until it went cold. The woman who once traced a scar beneath his collarbone and whispered, "You feel lonely for someone with wings." His lover. He lowered his head so they would not see the fracture forming in his light. Yes, he said. The descent burned. He landed in the human city at dusk, wings hidden, grace bound tight around his soul. Every step toward Lillian's apartment felt like betrayal stitched into his bones. She opened the door before he knocked. "You're late," she said softly. "I know." She smiled anyway. Inside, the apartment smelled like rain and books. Normal. Fragile. Everything Heaven would never understand. Lillian poured him tea, hands brushing his. The moment she touched him, the mark appeared. A thin line of gold around her wrist. The execution seal. Selim's breath hitched. She noticed. "What's wrong?" He wanted to lie. Instead, he whispered, "I was sent to kill you." Silence fell between them. Heavy, final. She didn't scream. She didn't run. She reached for him. "How long do we have?" she asked. Selim's voice broke. "Until dawn." Lillian nodded slowly. "Then stay." He did, and Heaven watched. The seraph did not move. It hovered in the center of the room, wings of blinding light stretching from wall to wall, burning shadows into the floor. Time bent around it, seconds stretching thin, like glass ready to shatter. "Selim," it spoke. "Step away from the human." Lillian's fingers tightened in Selim's shirt. He didn't let go. "If I obey," Selim said quietly, "she dies." "Correct." "If I refuse, you fall." She forgets. Order is restored. Lillian shook her head. "No, there has to be another way." The seraph turned its faceless gaze toward her. Human emotion is irrelevant. Selim felt something tear inside him, not his wings. His faith. "She is not irrelevant," he said. "She is everything you taught me to protect." The seraph raised its hand. Light speared toward Lillian. Selim stepped in front of her, without thinking. The light struck him instead. Agony unlike anything he had known ripped through his body. His wings cracked, feathers dissolving into ash midair. Gold bled from his skin as gravity slammed into him for the first time. He screamed. Then silence. Selim collapsed to the floor, breath ragged, heart pounding wildly. A heart. Human. The seraph recoiled slightly. Unauthorized fall. Lillian dropped to her knees beside him. "Selim, Selim, look at me." He looked up at her, vision blurred, wings gone, light fading. "I chose," he whispered. The execution seal around her wrist flickered. Cracked. Not gone, but unstable. The seraph's voice sharpened. "The seal remains. Execution at dawn." Lillian stared at it in horror. "You said if he fell, I'd forget him." "Memory erasure is pending," the seraph replied. "Dawn triggers completion." Selim grabbed her hand. "Listen to me. When it happens, when you forget, I need you to live. Don't look for me." Tears streamed down her face. "I don't want a life without you." "You already gave me one," he said softly. Outside, the sky began to pale. The seraph stepped back, wings folding. Dawn approaches. Lillian pressed her forehead to Selim's. "I love you." He smiled, human, fragile, real. "And that," he whispered, "was worth falling for." The first light of dawn touched the window, and Heaven prepared to erase him from her soul. Night deepened around the apartment, stretching time thin. Selim sat on the edge of the couch, wings aching beneath the skin, while Lillian moved quietly through the room as if this were any other evening. She washed 2 cups, folded a blanket, opened the window to let the city breathe. "You're pretending," he said finally. She paused. "So are you." He looked at her then, really looked. The execution seal around her wrist glowed faintly now, pulsing in time with his heartbeat. "You should hate me," he whispered. Lillian crossed the room and sat beside him. "I don't. That makes it worse." She leaned her head against his shoulder. "Tell me how it happens." Selim swallowed. At dawn, my grace will ignite. Your heart will stop without pain. She nodded slowly. Clinical, very angel of you. His chest burned. I asked heaven for reassignment, he said. They refuse. Of course they did. They said love is a human error, Selim continued. That I was compromised the moment I chose you. She lifted her head, eyes shining. Did you choose me? Yes. The seal brightened. Somewhere far above, heaven noticed a shift. Asera descended unseen, observing, recording. Lillian stood and walked to the window. If you disobey, what happens to you? Selim hesitated. I fall. And me? You forget me. Her breath caught. She turned back slowly. Forget everything? Yes. She smiled sadly. That's worse than dying. Before he could stop her, she stepped close and pressed her forehead to his. I don't want you to kill me, she whispered, but I don't want to lose you either. His wings tore free. Light filled the room. The seraph appeared, voice like judgment itself. Attachment confirmed. Fall imminent. Selim wrapped his arms around Lillian. I'm sorry, he whispered. Dawn crept closer, and heaven prepared to correct its mistake. Dawn arrived quietly. No thunder, no judgment, just pale light slipping through the window, like it was afraid to interrupt. Lillian felt it first, a pressure behind her eyes, a pulling, like memories being gently, cruelly peeled away. She gasped, clutching Selim's shirt. It's happening. The seraph hovered near the ceiling, wings folded, voice calm and absolute. Memory erasure initiated. Selim forced himself upright, legs shaking. He wrapped both hands around Lillian's face. Look at me, he said urgently. No matter what you remember after this moment is real. Her tears fell freely. Say it again. I love you, he whispered. The execution seal around her wrist shattered. Light cracked through the room. The seraph recoiled violently. Error. The erasure stalled. Selim felt it. Something final breaking loose inside him. Not grace. Not obedience. Choice. He stepped fully into the dawn. Human feet on a human floor. I accept mortality, he said clearly. Not as punishment. As devotion. The light surged, then collapsed inward. The seraph screamed as its form fractured, records burning away. Case sealed. Subject released. And then, silence. Lillian collapsed against Selim's chest. He caught her. Minutes passed. Then she stirred, blinking, confused. Hey, she murmured. Why am I crying? Selim's heart broke and healed at the same time. It's okay, he said gently. You're safe. She looked at him, really looked, her brow furrowed. Do I know you? He swallowed. No. She nodded slowly, accepting it with strange calm. But as she stood, her fingers brushed his hand. She froze. I don't know who you are, she said softly, but I think I trust you. Selim smiled through tears. That's enough. Weeks later, they met again by chance. Coffee, rain, laughter that felt familiar. Some love doesn't need memory. Heaven erased the file. Hell never claimed him. And one angel proved the universe wrong. Love doesn't defy destiny. It rewrites it.